Welcome to Mindflow Radio.
We are creating conscious community by sharing mindful manifesting skills and transcendental music.
We are all in this
Together.
I surrender my resistance to the source within me. I surrender my resistance to the source within me.
We
Mindflow Radio. Here we are.
Here we are. We're back into our normal routine of diving into the Tao.
Mm-hmm.
He's Monte.
She's Jai Lynn.
And Erin's here.
Thank you, Erin.
And I'm Erin.
Yeah.
How are you guys?
Doing good. Doing good.
It's Monday.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
is Monday. How are you?
Working through.
Yeah,
Working
right?
through.
That's how I feel too, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Just the wake-up calls of life, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Yeah.
didn't think of that.
And then in the end, 100 years goes by like a flash of lightning.
Yeah.
Anyhow, so.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Without any concept of time. Yep.
Yeah.
So this week we're going to talk about the Tao again. And we're finally on to the 5th verse of how many is there? Like
81 or
This
82.
is a lifetime again of gathering.
Yeah.
Interesting. Brene Brown talked about gathering today and setting intentions for all of your gatherings instead of ideas or standards that you have to meet, but just have an intentional gathering always. So it was pretty.
Gathering of the minds.
Yep, exactly. Whether it's for a ceremony or just for fun or a meeting, whatever.
Just getting yourself together so you don't feel scattered.
So the 5th verse of the Tao, should I read it all?
Sure.
Sure. We'll just read it all and then talk about it. Oh, yeah. Heaven and
there you go.
Heaven and earth are impartial. They see the 10,000 things as straw dogs. The sage is not sentimental. He treats all his people as straw dogs. The sage is like heaven and earth. To him, none are especially dear, nor is there anyone he disfavors. He gives and gives without condition, offering his treasures to everyone. Between heaven and earth is a space like a bellows, empty and inexhaustible. The more it is used, the more it produces. Hold on to the center. Man was made to sit quietly and find the truth within.
Do you want to share what a straw dog is?
Yeah, and a straw dog. I'll just kind of read what it is. They were ritual objects venerated before a ceremony, but afterwards abandoned and trampled underfoot. In other words, Taoism reveres and respects existence impartially as an ebb and flow that is to be revered and then released.
Yeah. So I feel like this verse is talking about being detached, reverent,
Yeah.
centered, and there was another one in there.
Well, respecting everyone too.
Disregard
Generosity.
of generosity and
Yeah.
disregard of status again.
Yeah, right.
Where whether you're the straw dog that is being revered for the ritual or the ritual's done and you're no longer necessary, you're all
Yeah.
the same.
Wow. That's so intense to me in the moment. Like, okay, which straw dog am I?
To find that detachment.
Yeah, to find that detachment and feel okay.
It's so important.
Yeah.
You know, just to we get so attached to things, you know, whether it's whatever,
Status.
yes, or political things or cultural things, or all those people are bad or
Right.
whatever. That's like an attachment.
Right. Or statuses like I finally got approved to purchase a home, so I'm like, holy smokes, it's going to be in my name. I did it all, and then you go to, well, what does that mean?
Yeah.
Like, how does that make me different than anyone else? You know, and
Yeah.
I don't think it's about being different from anyone else. It's just some kind of a personal accomplishment of
for me, that's what
Yeah.
it is. Yeah, it's just a personal accomplishment to see where I was and where I am.
right.
But at the same time, there's a, you know, just in the United States, there's a status that comes with
Yeah.
homeowning.
Oh, for
Yeah.
sure.
With your tangible things
Yeah.
that
Or-
you can
Yeah.
prove that
For
you're
sure.
worthy.
Yeah, there's a real prejudice against people who, I mean, and I'm speaking from my perspective of a lot of my life not having money, you know, and there's a lot of prejudice against people like that.
Not having money?
Yeah.
There's
You
prejudice against people not having money. Or did I?
And people
am I
having money,
understanding it right?
probably.
Yeah, right. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, both ways.
Yeah.
That you're
There's just
looked down
prejudice.
on a little
True.
bit if you
Yeah,
don't.
right.
You're revered if you do. And this
No,
is
and
basically...
you're looked down upon if you have too much.
And
Like
right.
the whole billionaire thing nowadays. It's like,
Yeah.
we like, some people believe we should hate all billionaires, which is like just being prejudiced against people.
We should love
It's
all
like
billionaires.
a different kind of
We should love everybody.
classification. Yeah, we should love everybody.
Yeah, right.
For sure.
And once that spreads,
Wouldn't that be great?
Yeah. It's going to happen. Might be
Yeah.
500 years from now.
Yeah, it was something that's going through my mind that ties in is just how to be authentic, how to be in the flow and okay with the speed of evolution, and how to be okay with the statuses that and classifications that have happened in our culture, and have to deal with them, and in particular, what is happening for me is just being okay with being a coach and understanding that some people have been hurt by coaches. And so I'm like in a category that has been harmful. And yet, as Monte has been helping me process, that's normal for almost every profession.
Yeah.
There's the good, the integral, and there's the greedy, narcissistic,
Like unethical.
unethical. There you go. Yeah. So and I feel like that's our true current status right now of how do we move through, how do we love, how do we have proper caution on how much to give someone or not give someone. How do we be detached from others' judgments? And I guess that's that straw dog, is for ourselves, feeling that joy and bliss of being on the altar, something that's revered and loved and honored, and then knowing that it's temporary and that you'll
be off the altar too.
You'll be a rug next.
Yeah.
Comes and goes. Yeah.
Yeah. That's a really a great contemplation, really.
Well, and just to get to that level of just detachment, from essentially everything, in this form, and just understanding that, we're only here for a blink of an eye anyhow. And we're going to try our best. And I'm going to go work out and yada, 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 but does it, it doesn't mean a whole lot. It's all worth a pinch of tobacco. It's an old Yiddish saying.
Yeah, that's a pinch of tobacco. It's a little bit of high and a little bit of smoke, and then it's gone.
Yeah.
It speaks to a little bit of like when you die, all that's left is your memory. So if your footprint along the way is creating positive karma, then your death, even though time is so short and you could have ate donuts all day, every day, and not exercised and not donated money and done all those things, your afterlife will be beautiful because of it, because of doing all the right things.
Yeah. And just that personal soul evolution.
Yeah.
And these are things that we contemplate, right? Like none of us really know, but that idea of what we do here will forward our progress in the afterlife, in the next life.
Yeah, whatever it is,
Whatever. Yeah.
I do want to mention too, there is such a thing as cultural karma. So some of it's outside of our, out of our hands. And if I have to pay taxes that support a war, something like that, it's probably not probably not building good karma that way. So
but that's not a choice. You can't choose.
It's not a choice, but it's cultural karma. That's why we need to culturally evolve together, so we can improve our cultural karma.
And you could choose to leave. You could be a refugee.
It's true.
Yeah.
Which, maybe crossed some of our minds. But but by staying, I think you're creating better karma.
Yeah.
Well, we're staying with the idea of helping things evolve, helping things change. And we have our community and we have our people and we have, our practices.
There is something really beautiful about community. And 2020 has been this year of figuring out who is community, who is my tribe, who is okay being in a room with me, who, and there's that in itself has been a beautiful experience of 2020. It's oh, okay. So who's my tribe and how do we navigate this?
And basically it's your tribe is who sees you without expectation and judgment. It kind of speaks to the straw dog again, whether you're up and you're helping and you're blissful or you're low and you're not able to help anyone and you're in despair and being seen in both lights.
Yeah.
That's your tribe.
Kind of, working together on a similar mission. I would say.
Right, to help each other reach whatever actualization is the next step.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I mean, and we're all put here for a reason. I'd like to say, the universe is put us all here and, okay, what are we going to do with this?
Yep. In the town of Iroquois.
We're on some magical grid that spans across the whole globe and we're in this special little piece of it.
That's a pocket.
Yeah. We have a Chicago friend who probably hear this, and she was talking about how special the Driftless is. She's gotten to visit a little bit and come to a circle of ours, and she was just like, so many cool things start in Viroqua. So I think that's really cool.
That is an amazing
to be
place.
here, to be one of the idea makers. And I'm not just an idea maker. As y'all know, I put my foot forward and do some creation. So that's part of it too. There's the idea and then there's the creation. But how do you create without the attachment to the desire to see it be created?
Because you attach to the path.
Yeah.
Right? You just stay attached to the path.
Yep.
Yeah, and you let go.
And you let go
like you
of the
get in
rest.
the river. Yeah. The whole thing, the whole
float downstream.
Yeah. The whole struggle is getting to the river and getting into it. And then once you're in it, you just kind of let go.
So is it like the creation is like, I was going to say, is it like your kayak, but then that's an attachment again. So I guess not.
Well, I think having the desire to make the world a better place is not, as long as you're not too attached to it.
Right. How it's going to happen.
If you can be on that path from a sort of detached perspective.
Yeah.
And that way, every little arrow that comes your way doesn't take you down.
Right.
Energetic arrow.
I was a part of a conversation today. Well, actually, it was yesterday, but I was reminded of it today. And the person had said, what makes you an entrepreneur? And I said that I don't get distracted by failure. And then today I had this wave of feeling failure. And then she wrote me back and I'm like, oh, right. I needed that reminder.
I think we all get distracted by failure.
Yeah.
It's just not staying there.
Right.
Right. Not attaching to it, not becoming it.
Well, and having the cognitive fluidity to shift. If something's working, you go with it. If it's not working, you don't go with it. You just kind of flow along that way instead of your ego saying, no, I must make this particular thing happen. And just
well, there's tests, right?
Well, yeah. There are.
So how do you discern the test versus the flow?
That's your intuition right there.
Tests of
perseverance.
Yeah.
Like how
You don't want to give up every time
sure.
something gets hard.
Sure.
But you want to be able to read the signs and know when it's time to like shift
Divert.
gears as well.
Pivot.
You know?
Pivot. 2020, the year of the pivot.
Yep. I'm all about pivoting.
It feels like a
Mm-hmm. One thing that I struggle sometimes with that, because if I say words to you and I say, this is what I'm doing and this is what I want to do and this is what I want to create and this is what I want to manifest, in a month down the road, if that's different, that's where that's where your tribe comes in, and they've got to love you anyways, right? Because
it's true.
Because of pivots and in our evolving minds.
Yes,
and something,
absolutely.
A quote from Emerson is, a foolish consistency is the hobgoblin of little minds.
Oh, so like ritualistic consistency?
Yeah, just like is cognitive rigidity,
Yeah.
I'm holding to this idea no matter what.
Mm-hmm. I said it, it's true.
Yeah, right. Right.
Imagine how much trouble we'd be in if everything we said would have been true.
And that's the thing. Our culture kind of trains us that like changing your view is a weakness.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Like they'll call a politician a flip-flopper or whatever because they changed their mind. It's like, no, is actually a sign of strength.
Mm-hmm. It is.
It's
huge. I love when people change their position, or
if they have a good reason to do it.
Yeah.
I mean, it shows that they have like an openness to their mind and are willing to like look at all these.
There's new information.
Yeah, new variables as they present themselves, and sometimes it creates a shift in our outlook.
We've all experienced that our brain can't even comprehend things until it can.
Right.
I love that.
Yeah.
You don't know what you know. Or wait, how did it?
You can't unknow what you know when you know it.
Yep.
That part. Right. And it's kind of like you can't know what you don't know.
No one can
when
make
you don't know
it.
Right. Yeah.
Sounds like a koan to me.
Oh, life.
Yeah.
It's true, but just having that openness
Yeah.
and that ability to know when it's time to pivot.
And not being attached to where you were.
Yeah. Yeah, totally. And just knowing it's all part of this wonderful, wild dance of life that we're all here to partake in.
And that it definitely ties back into the 5th verse of everyone is here on purpose. And there's no lesser than or better than, and we're all as valuable as we are in the moment until we're not. And then we get to retire and sit on a rocking chair and watch the cars go by.
Yeah, that was another thing on the podcast, was kind of year 2020 is asking yourself, what is my purpose? Where is my purpose, and how can I serve? Like just those 3 things. And I get stuck on, I think about that a lot, and I get stuck sometimes imagining people who can't find a purpose, What if you are in 2020 and you can't find your purpose and you're kind of ruminating,
It's hard.
It's
it
common.
must be
It's really
hard.
hard.
Yeah.
And you don't have a purpose, so you don't know how to steer your ship.
Right.
Essentially, you're on the ocean and you're just getting blown around.
Right.
And maybe following some false purposes, which is common,
leaders.
It's like the ego gets involved in, I want to be this, even though it's not your dharma per se. So that's where mindfulness comes in, actually, because it brings in more clarity into our minds. Or
Gives us space to have clarity.
and we're able to discern more effectively what our purpose actually is.
In the Bhagavad Gita, they talk about everyone's purpose is the same, and it's to get through the veil, get through the Maya, get through the illusion. And that is the main purpose of each and every one of us, is to come into this world, get veiled, and have to find our way back to beyond the
totally
veil.
Right.
Hopefully while we're still alive. I mean, that's self-realization, actualization is when you get past that veil and you're like, oh, I get it.
So you're talking the ultimate purpose for each of us.
And that's,
Right.
but that's a
regardless
really
of where we are and what we do.
Yeah, but
it.
if you're grasping for what is my purpose, and you can come simply back to this universal purpose of each and every one of us, is that a fulfilling idea?
I think, I've reflected a lot about purpose, and I think oftentimes you find your purpose by finding your childhood wound and declaring what that was. And for me, it was, and maybe this is true, maybe it's not, because our lives are really just stories we tell ourselves, but that I felt very loved when I was ill as a young girl.
Oh, yeah.
And now I'm in a healing profession and went down this nursing medical pathway.
Yeah.
And I think that's true for others. The woman in the podcast today came from a family that got divorced. It sounded like a good divorce, but she lived in these two different lives where one was evangelical Christian, was her father, and her mother was like this Buddhist, incense burning, music playing, kind of more hippie person. And she kind of lived through both of these, and she became a conflict resolution expert.
Yeah.
So I think often it's breaking down that veil, like you talked about, and the shadow self, and getting to what our core purpose is.
Yeah, and what just went through my mind is one thing that I like to talk about, and that's glean the wisdom, drop the baggage. Glean the wisdom, drop the baggage. That's one of my life mottos.
Yeah.
Sounds like forgiveness to me.
Yeah. Okay.
Forgiveness. Yeah.
It's cool.
And then bam, the baggage is dropped. Boof.
Yeah.
Here we are.
That's interesting because I didn't really relate them, but I can see what you mean as a tool of releasing baggage. But because I wonder how easy can we let dropping the baggage be? Like, can we literally drop the backpack and walk away? Or
It'll come up. I mean, I think we can let it go.
You'll probably have to drop it a number of times.
Yeah.
it finds its way back.
But you're getting in the habit.
Right.
And the better you get
You
at
keep
dropping
telling
it.
that it's not real.
Yeah.
It goes back to the story.
Yeah, it does.
This story
Yeah,
we
it
create in our
does.
mind.
I'm done with that.
I'm done with that. Oh, yeah, there it is.
Yeah.
I'm done with that.
Right.
Just this constant swing.
Yeah. Oh man, I felt that today. It
Yeah.
hit me like a ton of bricks, and I was just like, la 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 la, boom. Oh, reality. Oh,
Monday.
Oh yeah, and it's the day after the eclipse and the full moon. So there's the full moon hangover, and then there's, for someone like me, I follow the astrology, and my astrologer today was like, try to keep a good mindset today, and hold on tight to your emotional tone. And here I am feeling like I just got hit by a ton of bricks. I'm like, oh no, am I failing? They're back to the failing.
Yeah.
It's such an interesting thing, that idea of it's okay to fail. And when you fail, how gracefully do you get back up?
Well, that's it. I think that's the test. I mean, failing can be a beautiful thing if we're able to let it go and pivot and just keep moving. Because we all fail.
Yeah.
We all fail.
Yeah.
We all make tons of mistakes.
I mean, who hasn't burnt dinner before? Seriously.
I mean, but what holds us back is our unwillingness to forgive ourselves.
Yeah.
Our unwillingness to be open to new possibilities, our unwillingness to
And the piece that
quiet.
I feel that I'm struggling with is the willingness to fail, and feeling that like unwilling to fail right now. Like I'm feeling unwilling, like, no, not again, please. No, not again, please. And then it's like, wait, what does it matter?
Well, yeah. And I mean,
What is failure?
Yeah.
That too.
Well, I see it
Yeah.
as like barking up the wrong tree.
Oh, sure.
Like, and the squirrel's not there.
Putting your energy in
and-
the wrong areas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, ruff, 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 I found it. And
Yeah.
it's not there. It's like me talking to my dog. There's nothing there. There's nothing there. You know?
But I mean, if you look at the whole picture of your life and all the times you've failed and all the times you haven't failed, all leads to this very moment,
Exactly.
which is pretty sweet.
Beautiful.
Which is
I'm so
always
grateful
beautiful.
to be here right now.
Yeah.
A lot of times.
Most of the time.
A lot of times it's,
Even when I'm not, I'm still grateful. You know, even if, you know, I've experienced anger in the last couple days, and even when I'm angry, I'm grateful that I've learned what I've learned to set boundaries, to do different things, and to try really hard not to react to the anger.
Yeah.
You know, so
Yeah.
just being, even if it isn't the moment you want to be in,
Yeah.
I still think it's the best moment you can have.
Yeah. And I just want to touch on what you just said, because anger, it has activated your ability and desire to create the boundaries and the things that you need to do to protect yourself, but to do so without remaining angry or being
hurting
vengeful.
others.
Yeah. And I think that is a really big skill that we need more of at this time.
Well, it's that
So
letting go of
really beautiful.
baggage piece.
Yeah.
Again, you know, I
Yep.
mean, we all get angry, and anger can serve a really important purpose. But it's when we cling to it that we get in trouble, essentially. So just being able to drop that baggage.
Yeah.
Forgiveness. Picking it up, dropping it. Picking it up, dropping it.
I just had this image of Legos and how Lego, you know, you can build the little wall and you can take the wall apart and you can just move things around. It's made to be taken apart and put back together. It's not destruction.
Yeah.
It's not fully creation because it's temporary. It's kind of the straw dog.
Straw dog, yeah.
You know, you can build your little castle for the moment, and you
Yeah.
can change the room sizes and
Right. And every child learns at a young age to let go of that attachment too, because another child comes and knocks it over.
totally. Yay, Legos. I love my mind sometimes. Do we have any more thoughts on verse 5? What does it say was the moral? Living, loving?
Hold on to the center. Man was made to sit quietly and find the truth within. So that goes back to, again, working on yourself.
Yeah.
You know, when you were talking about like, kind of this saving the world kind of concept, I always struggled to do that. I also struggle to see huge numbers, so I can't do, you know, like quantum physics. But anyways, but if it comes to the world, it just is too big.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and we don't have that much power.
Right.
We have the
No.
power to manifest our own
Right.
life, but
Yeah.
not the life of others.
And collectively, we have the power.
Yeah, we have the
You
power
know.
collectively to create energy and social change.
You know, another way I've heard that phrase is the master resides in the center of the circle.
Mm.
Yeah.
The master resides in the center of their own circle? Or what do you mean circle?
It's just a saying from the Tao Te Ching.
Oh.
Master reside. I always pictured it
I think
as
it actually
somebody-
says it in this verse.
I always pictured it as somebody meditating with like a circle around them.
Oh, okay.
It's like a kind of like a triangle inside of a circle.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's the image I always got.
I think that's the third eye yantra, if I remember right.
This says too, the sage is the heaven and the earth. And as I read the chapter, it kind of talked about, again, not being attached to the sage. You know, the sage is possibly heavenly because they're evolved, actualized, but they're still earthly.
Yeah.
You know, they're both. And
Yeah, and we all have the sage within us too. I think for all of us, the sage comes and goes, comes and goes, maybe not being attached to that either. Like when the sage is when we're embodying the sage, being detached from it, but appreciating it. And when the sage leaves us, understanding that, but not being attached to it. Yeah.
That is how I've gone through my whole adult life learning, is I find a mentor or a teacher and I know they're a human. I don't fool myself.
Sure.
I'm not looking for perfection. I'm not looking for a guru. I'm looking for some wisdom, and this person comes along and it seems right in that moment. And that's how I've looked at every single training, every single certification I've done, is just, I'm here to glean the wisdom. I know you're a human. I know you got your problems, and I don't plan on putting you on a pedestal.
Right.
But I'm grateful for your wisdom. Thank you. Okay.
And that's, not idolizing.
Right.
It's kind of understanding that you're on God's path. You're on your journey, and you'll take whatever wisdom you can get along the way, but not idolizing
as you're
one
ready
person
to know it.
or one path or one way.
Yeah.
You visit 6 different doctors, you get 6 different answers. So you visit 6 different spiritual guides, you get 6 different answers.
And that's okay.
Yeah, and you take pieces of each and you just create your own path.
Absolutely. It's beautiful.
Yeah, I always used to just search for an enlightened being to...
You wanted a guru?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
I did.
Did you ever find one?
No, not really. I mean, I remember, it's kind of funny. This is a local story for Okwa, but the first time I met Jim Young, I was working at a retreat center or a meditation center, and Jim Young comes walking in the door, and he's got like all white on and just like really with it. And I was like, maybe it's him.
That's funny.
Yeah. So shout out to James Young if you're out there.
That's hilarious. Oh my
I
gosh.
think there's something to that, though, like following people that glow. That's a good idea. Right?
Yeah,
It's
for
true.
sure.
There you go.
Yeah.
For sure.
They shine notice. Those might be your people.
Yeah.
Maybe
There's
that's what like a
definitely
tribe
something to it.
is we all take turns glowing.
Shining.
Yeah, and
Absolutely.
everybody else like kind of feeds
Well, we
off
glow in
it.
our own way.
Right.
Like in the gifts that we have to give that tribe.
And those are the best
community.
gatherings when everybody's kind of glowing together.
Yeah.
And it's like, whoa.
Right. Those are fun. We haven't had one of those in a long time.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel this hits exactly what I've been thinking about with the idea of the Aquarian age. That it's not about a pedestal. It's not about a pyramid. It's about decentralizing. It's about seeing each other's gifts. It's about working together in teams to help each other find our personal self-realization and not being idolized for it, but just being like a big brother or a big sister in some ways, and being the little brother, little sister in other ways. We all have room to grow.
Yeah. And then I would think that another component to the Aquarian age is, even with people we don't get along with, we still hold them in esteem. We still respect them.
We see them. We see their journey.
Oh, they're amazing.
Yeah.
Everybody's amazing. Every person who's alive is number 1, a survivor. And number 2, has beaten the odds. And they deserve my respect, I believe. And I may consider them confused or misguided, but who am I to judge them as anything but
good or bad,
spectacular?
Right.
Everybody is amazing.
And I think that's a really cool point that you just pointed out, because there's this idea of the good and the bad, but you're saying spectacular, which I think would go under the good category, right?
Amazing.
The amazing category.
So when you think about spectacular and spectator, like that just made me think like the best I can do sometimes is see people.
Yeah.
Right? So if we're all spectacular, and if we could all be spectators,
nice.
Then we just see every spectacular being for right where they are.
Yeah, right.
And just being okay with
with
that
where they're
process.
at. Yeah.
And knowing that's your only job is to be a spectator. Is to just see them.
And knowing that if you fall into that place of judgment, you're hooking into this lower energy.
Right.
Lower vibrations.
That we really want to evolve beyond culturally.
And that's the whole point of working on ourselves, is because we can work on that vibration and be with the bits of us that are the distraction that we project on others and say, oh, it's you. But really, it's something we need to work on inside. And so lifting ourselves in that way by finding that time to be with ourselves, then we can walk out and be the spectator without the projection. Am I making sense? Okay.
We have to take the time to heal ourselves. I think, sometimes when we're talking, I wonder about if you didn't understand any of this, like if this was all way over your head, this whole conversation, if you were to break it down to how do you want to live your life? Do you want to live it with joy? Do you want to be angry? Do you want to have anxiety and panic? Or do you want to be calm and relaxed? And what's keeping you from it? And I think a big thing that's keeping you from it is, like you said, you have to take the time to work on yourself.
Absolutely.
And I think there are many ways to do that, but often it's meditation, right? That's where
meditative
thoughts, meditative practice, and making that time. I think about the busy mom, which I fall into that category sometimes, but generally I demand time. But I've had to learn that. That didn't come naturally. You just go. You're overwhelmed and you don't rest and you don't work on yourself.
Until you break down.
Until you break down. And at the end of every day, you're like, gosh, I wish I would have done better. I wish I would have been nicer. I wish I would have done this. And by taking that time and taking your power back, then you can. And that's kind of what this whole conversation, all of our conversations are about.
Right?
When you talk about evolution and actualization, just healing yourself to find a place of peace.
And then serving the world.
And then serve. And once, the Teresa of Avila. So when she gets to the top mansion of the chamber of her souls, basically, they call it the seventh mansion, then her lesson is to go serve. So there's you don't get to just live in bliss, then you go back to serve. And I imagine when you're serving, then you kind of have to work through all the worldly problems again.
Right? And that's like in Buddhism is the bodhisattva. In yoga, it's the self-realized being. So, it's a tried and true formula.
So just serve and love along the way and see where you land.
With kindness and non-judgment.
Yeah. And, and the bottom line is, I think, the more we respect ourselves and others, then we're also going to respect our habitat. And the earth's going to heal out of all this as well. It's like this win.
Yeah. Totally.
But it's all revolves around energy. We are energetic beings. What kind of energy am I putting out into the world? I mean, I'm serving the world, I think, if I'm like sitting there meditating and I'm really in the zone. Because I'm creating this energy that's emanating. And I do believe that that's one of the reasons Viroqua is special, because there's a bunch of people, that are just emanating this like higher vibration that all gathers together in this golden dome over Viroqua, perhaps. It's not just through meditation, like you said, it's just through kindness and through riding your bike and through caring about what you eat, perhaps, and who knows,
creativity,
playing with the dog.
I think that the land itself holds that energy, and we've been drawn to it. It's the driftless area. The glaciers have missed this ancient piece of land, and there's something to it.
We are protected. I mean, we just kind of are. I can't. We can connect to the earth, I think, in a different way. And we were talking last week, Jay, about. So if we are just, the earth is our gift, right? We were created from the earth. We wouldn't exist if it weren't for the earth. We are just a part of the earth. And so we were talking about then eat the earth, right? Like if you're part of the earth and it created you and it can sustain you, eat the earth. Yeah. Don't eat things that aren't the earth. Yeah. That's just a little message.
Non-organic ingredients are scary.
Right. Are Skittles part of the earth?
No, but there was a stage in life where I may have thought they were.
Yeah. I want to clarify that I didn't mean like organic as in certified organic. I mean organic as in
grown from.
Yeah. Or what is it? Organic material.
Right.
It's like
chemistry.
Yeah. It's carbon based. Right? Okay.
Yep. Carbon based.
Awesome. So sending a lot of love out to our driftless community here and all our listeners at WDRT. Thank you. We appreciate you. And we hope you have a good month. And to all our peeps out there who have been checking out our show every week, we thank you as well. So any final thoughts?
Oh, thanks for having me. It's always fun.
It's always a pleasure.
Yeah, thanks for being here.
I love our contemplations.
Feels good.
All right. Be well, y'all. Take a moment to breathe deeply. In your mind's eye, seeing yourself breathe all the way into your low back and pelvic bowl. As you exhale, slowly exhale. Releasing the breath fully and completely. As you inhale, breathing in acceptance. Acceptance of yourself. Acceptance of the temporariness of life. Acceptance of the eternalness of your soul. And as you exhale, releasing everything that is resistant to your full acceptance of this moment. And just keeping with that as you're breathing, allowing the sounds to hold you. Allowing your forehead to be relaxed, your jaw to be relaxed. Knowing of the world around you, and accepting it for what it is. Relaxing your left eye, right eye, left eyebrow, right eyebrow, left temple, right temple, left cheek, right cheek, left ear, right ear, left side of the jaw, right side of the jaw, center of the forehead, bridge of the nose, nostrils, upper lip, lower lip, chin, jaw, teeth, gums, throat. Feeling the breath, feeling the air as it enters your nose, and following the path of the air all the way to your cells. Sensing the oxygen and carbon dioxide exchanging. Sensing the mastery of the body, this vehicle you travel in. And being with your breath for a moment. Feeling grateful for this vehicle you walk in life. Honoring its temporary nature. Honoring what you've healed through life. Honoring what you'd like to heal. And accepting yourself as you are in this moment. And taking a few deep, slow breaths. Lengthening your exhale as much as you can. Inhaling fully and deeply into the whole spine. And one more breath. And honoring your day ahead, honoring this moment of pause. Here we are. It's been pretty good. This next song we have for you, we are lucky to be sharing with our friend Adam. He's our guest today for Om Tat Sat Trust. Om Tat Sat basically is one of the ultimate mantras in yoga. It means I offer my truth to the divine. And trust, we all know it takes trust. So I hope you enjoy and have a beautiful December. Just in my heart is so beautiful. Trust that the space now is bountiful. Trust in our dance is quite magical. Trust in the love is so powerful. Thank you again, all you beautiful people here on planet Earth, sharing your time with us, contemplating a mindful life. We are about to launch IMI, our school, Integrated Mindfulness Institute. And to celebrate that, we are having a free webinar December 21st at 7:30 p.m. Central Time. We have not disclosed how to register yet, but as soon as we have those deets in order, we will be sharing first with the Temple of the Mind, which is a Facebook group, and you're welcome to join. Otherwise, we'll be announcing next week. Sada